Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes, King Tuco in the building, bro. What's going on?
Man, what's good? What's good? What's good, man? Y'all know what it is, man. It's Wednesday night, y'all. That means Dynamite. Not a bad show, man. We kick things off. CM Punk against Maskcaster. Not a bad match. Nice way to open up the show. Again, told you, man. Love these tag teams that get these singles matches. We actually got a couple of them tonight. But yeah, man. I not a bad match. CM Punk looking like he's hitting a stride. Obviously, he still gets a little winded, but other than that, he seems to be moving in the right direction. Maskcaster just continues to get better and better every time he gets into the ring. So that right there is a good thing. Now, like I said, not a bad match, not a bad way to start the show. Of course, CM Punk made it known that he will, before he leaves, before he goes, and before he has to retire out of AEW, he will become world champion. Franchise, your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, seeing CM Punk, the best in the world, do what he do. This is one of the matches that I did get the chance to see. Seeing CM Punk, go out there and look legit. They said this year, allegedly this year, TBS, they want to build around CM Punk. That's the whole thing they want to do. So you can't build around a man without putting him in the title that put him in a feud that means something. Having him go for that
Yeah,
title. And and
yeah.
and what a story it'll be. What, 8 years since CM Punk left? Last had a match, and now you come back in your last hurrah. You win the big one at AEW as well. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's also a former Ring of Honor champion. So you
Oh
got
yeah.
Ring of Honor, you got WWE, you got AEW under your belt. Hey man, I felt like it was a good way to start off the show. Like you said, he gets a little winded, yeah, but at the end of the day, what can you expect from a guy that's been out the business for 7 years and is 40 plus years old?
Right, exactly. Leo, man, the correspondent for AEW, man, for the GOW. He's for the GOW, but he gives us the pictures in every AEW show. Of course, man, he's sending those pics of Tony Storm. Good looking out, bro. We appreciate you. Moving on, man, we got an FTR and an MJF promo. MJF is still talking like everything's good with Pinnacle, but obviously, man, you can see FTR is not feeling it. They already got rid of Tony Blanchard. I don't really think they really care too much for MJF. They're boys with
Yeah,
Warlow. They like Warlow. So obviously we could see them. And when it was when they were, getting ready to put their hands together, to say Pinnacle, and all that stuff, you can see that they didn't even one look one way, the other one looked the other way, and they just they look so disinterested. So you see that
yeah.
getting ready to explode. So, but we moving on to the next match, man. Man, hey, you know what? We said we haven't seen enough of Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Bro, we just watched Jay Lethal for the third straight time.
Mm-hmm.
He lost, but uh it was a good match. Like Jay Lethal ain't going out here and looking like no scrub.
Right.
And now I'm starting to wonder maybe he's gonna join the Blackpool Brigade Combat Club.
Mm.
I'm thinking maybe you can get a Jay Lethal. I'm gonna talk about Yuta later in his match with Brian Danielson, but right now Jay Lethal. I mean, yo, man, he looked good. He showed he's a veteran, uh, but he couldn't pull it off in the end. If him getting some TV time is going to set up a new character or something he's going to do moving forward. I'm very interested in seeing what it does, but I don't want to keep seeing him lose on TV. So, what are your thoughts on that, man?
No, I mean you hit the nail right on the head, man. He kind of teased it, I believe, last week, where he's like, I got to think of something. I got to find a way, and I know what I need to do. I believe we're going to see a darker.
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to say serious because he's not being goofy or anything right now, but I believe we're going to see a darker, more straightforward, edgier side of Jay Lethal here in the AEW. So I mean, for right now,
Mhm.
let them go out here, let them have the good matches, let them pick up the losses, and build the other talent that he's going up against, because that's a hell of a name to beat. But while you're doing that, you can also tell the story of a guy losing himself, right? Kind of like the whole thing with Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, right? When
Mm.
Daniels, when they played on that angle about him not having that spring in his step anymore, botching the springboard that he's known for. Christopher Daniels, hey
Man,
man, I still got this. Same thing with Jay Lethal. Everybody wanted to see you. You were the man over in Ring of Honor. Now you back,
yeah,
in
man.
uncharted waters. Can you still do this? Much like CM Punk, do you still have what it takes?
I mean, most definitely, but he's not as old as Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels at that point where he probably needs to start getting ready to hang it up. But him and Jeff Hart, he ain't at my Hardy's age yet, but he's close enough. But Jay Lethal still got some years left, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. Um, but definitely, like I say, definitely want to see where this is going to go moving forward. All
Yeah.
right, man. So next up, man, while FTR was fighting Billy's kids, Warlow decided he wanted to show up and make himself known to MJF that no matter what he says, he gonna still try to get his way to him. As he
Mhm.
kicked and power bombed and just punched and like a whole bunch of security before like 20 of them just ganged up on him and got him back out the building.
Right.
Then next up, man, we got the JSA, I'm sorry, the JAS, the
Mhm.
Jericho Appreciation Society, uh, and they're doing their little stick where their little stick where they're looking for Santana Ortiz, they're looking for Kingston. They don't see him. They're not over here. They're not over here. And then of course they turn to the other side, and they're actually there. And
Right.
Santana Ortiz, I wrote it down as a LAX beatdown. Uh,
Mhm.
but that's kind of what it was, man. And it was cool to see them do that. But of course, they got outnumbered, and then Jericho and them just put on the. Man, honestly, I felt like the beatdown was too damn long. It just seemed like it was going on forever. Like, damn, all right, man, y'all, you didn't whoop you. Damn, they was already out for weeks. Like, damn, like, all right, man, y'all got to have a match soon or something. But yeah, that happened. We get Jay Cargill. She's trying to finally figure out who is her 30th. Who is it going to be? And Sterling, for some odd reason, chooses the librarian. And I'm glad Jade flipped her shit. Like, what? What? Please, hell no! Like, hell no! You not
Right. Right.
this
Right.
scrub? Hell no! Like, no, you better get me someone better. And they got a former MMA Marina Shafir. I'm sorry, Shafir. She's gonna be fighting Jade for that 30th spot, for that number 30 victory for Jade Cargill. They
Yeah.
didn't announce when it was going to happen, but it's going to happen. So that's going to be her next opponent. Uh, bro, I'm not really. I don't really know much on her. I don't know if you do, but
Yeah.
from just what they were kind of showing and talking about her during the show, definitely look like somebody that I don't expect to be. I don't know how great she's going to be in the ring. We
Mhm.
know how green Jade is. We're not sure how
Mhm.
green this chick is. So not really sure what to expect from this match.
So Marina Shafir, I believe part of the four horsewomen in not WMMA, in MMA with Ronda Rousey, and I believe it's Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke as well.
Okay.
Also, the wife of Roddy Strong. She had a brief stint in NXT, but really didn't do much. I'm curious. I'm curious because when you look at it, right, you had it seems like what Tony Khan is doing is he's picking real life fighters, real life proven fighters to go up against Jade. I mean, you got Ty Conti, it's no secret. She's a real life badass. In judo and in the martial arts world like that. You got Marina Shafir, who's got legit credentials as an MMA fighter. So yeah, do I think it's going to be a great match? No,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think so. But you know what? I'm ready. Hey, dude. So here's the thing. It
What's
says we
up?
have Tony Khan here on the stream. I don't know how much I believe this, but it says you haven't seen nothing yet. I am happy you guys saw the premiere debut of Miss Tony Storm. Yes, she is all elite. More signings will be announced this Friday on ROA Super Show. I don't know if this is Tony Khan or not, but if it is Tony Khan, hello.
Hey,
If it
so
ain't,
what's that?
damn, you got
Yeah,
me.
yeah, for sure. I'm about to say, like, yeah, but hey, we appreciate it. Hey, good way to put it out there. Uh, Thank you. Either way,
Tony
thank you.
Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Tony
Right,
Khan.
right,
Tony
right,
Khan.
right.
Let
Tony
me pull that
Khan.
one
That,
back up. Let me pull that just in case it
right,
is
right,
Tony
right. I'm
Khan.
about to say, like, man, like, you know what? Like, wait a minute. You see, I had to look. Like, is that really? Like, hold on, man. I mean,
It
but he
might
ain't
really
saying
be.
nothing crazy. I mean, he ain't saying nothing crazy.
Nah,
he's putting over the show.
Tony Khan, what's up?
And just like that, Andrade won. I wanted Andrade to win.
Hey Tony, we need an interview, brother. Come on, let's do it. But all right, too cold, man. Go over the rest of the show, brother.
All right, man. So, like I said, we had that. Okay. Next up, man, we got the other half of the Blackpool Brigade, the Combat Club. I keep saying the Blackpool Combat Club. We got Brian Danielson going up against Wheeler Yuta, and hey, Yuta showed out. Hey,
Okay,
he showed, man. He ain't no scrub, man. He can hang with that boy Brian Danielson, and
absolutely.
William Regal was just putting him over. Like I like just really just putting over what this guy could do. So that was like really awesome. But hey, what did you think of it? Because to me, I feel like just like Jay Lethal, I can see these happen. I can see these two guys joining this group, being like another like Jay Lethal being that dude that's finally getting that kind of big time push again, and then of
Hmm.
course Willer Yuta being that new guy that's gonna come up. So I, I'm not bad if that's the kind of a first two recruitments you want to go forward with. What do you think of that?
No, absolutely, absolutely. Dude, Willie Yuta, he's definitely legit. You know, Willie Yuta is legit. Jay Lethal, I said it earlier. If Jay Lethal, if you want to kind of go with a more serious brawling style, or just a
Mhm.
more serious fighter in Jay Lethal and get his wins up, absolutely. But let's not forget, man, Jay Lethal was a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. No matter how you cut it, regardless of how his run at AEW goes, the guy's still a Hall of Famer. But I'm excited if you're going to team them up, Willie Yuta and Jay Lethal with Mox and Danielson and William Regal. Come on, man, William, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Lord Regal,
Lord, Lord,
Lord, Lord have
Lord the
mercy.
Regal. All right, man. We got the undisputed elite, as Adam Cole said it. Uh, Fake championship celebration.
Yeah,
Uh, it was just to pay off what them taking the titles from Jurassic Express and Page, which they came back and took their titles back after they beat them down. So nothing too
bro.
crazy there.
Don't mean to cut you off. I really think that might be Tony Khan, bro.
What?
I
You
really think.
Hey, I mean, in the middle of the show just went off, man. I think he
Hey,
got a little bit
but then
more.
again, Tony Khan does tweet and he does reply to people's tweets during the show. I've seen it.
I mean, true. I mean, out of all the busyness that he's doing, he called us. I mean, I'm gonna need more proof than that. I mean, because anybody can put a
That's
picture
true.
and put a name and
Yeah,
and say they somebody. I mean, but I don't want to look. The person was cool. They didn't say nothing disrespectful, but I need a little bit more proof than that. But
validation.
yeah, you're right. That's all I need, man. But yeah, that's all that was, man. So then Thunder Rosa, she cut her promo finally. Uh, I felt they let her go a little too long, but it's cool. It's fine. She's ready for all challengers. She's going to defend her championship.
Hmm.
We got FTR there in the back. They say
Yeah,
they are here to prove they are the best wrestling tag team on the planet, and they want
yeah,
to get back to something that they need to get back to. So they put a challenge out to the Young Bucks for the AAA Tag Team Championships round two. We know what happened last time when they had round one. The Young Bucks ended up taking those titles off of those boys. So
yeah.
now they definitely want to prove that they're one of the best. And the only way they can do that is by beating the team that beat them for those titles. So I'm interested in it. Franchise, what are your thoughts?
Dude, I'm not. I can never be mad at the Young Bucks. Not I said
And
the Young Bucks.
And
I
FTR
can
and
never be
FTR and the
mad.
Young Bucks.
Yeah, I can never be mad at FTR. I mean, because we talk about FTR as something that is so different. Okay, FTR goes back to what about MJF, where in this current day, it ain't all about flips, it ain't all about high spots. Like FTR is that classic wrestling tag team, right? They're going to be methodical. They can speed it up when they need to, But
Yeah.
man, oh man, I cannot wait to see FTR. I'm so glad they're here in AEW now, really getting a chance to display tag team
Oh yeah.
wrestling, which is
Oh
something
yeah.
that's been overlooked for a while with WWE. And yeah, man, FTR gonna go down definitely as one of the great tag teams when their time is up. Also, two more Hall of Famers. But yeah, dude, hey, I'm ready. I'm excited. They've been without the titles for long enough to where even if they were to get the titles back soon, I wouldn't be mad.
No, but being a AAA tag team champion, you don't have to be right now.
That's
You
true. That is very true.
because you are a champion on a different show, so you get to go and wrestle other people and do like I say, man. It's fourth wall breaking, man. You get to still go and wrestle other companies and represent and hold their championships on as your. I don't know how long they're going to do it, but
Right.
whatever they set up, it's going to be a great match. Moving on, man, to a big debut, man. Our girl, Tony Storm, yo. Hey, not gonna lie, wasn't really sure. I thought it was gonna be that Marina uh
Shafir.
Shafir chick. I thought she was gonna come out and face the bunny. The
Hmm.
way they were showing her promos and talking about her even before they got to Jade. But to see that it was Tony Storm, man, and the crowd letting it be known, yo, sweetie, we glad you back. And just to see her kind of being herself, the
Yeah.
Tony Storm that'll come out and throw an elbow and punch a bitch in the and throw a bitch, punch a bitch in the face with an elbow. You know what I'm saying? Repeatedly. And out there and just being a badass. And it was the bunny, and the bunny held her own. She's been definitely improving. I'll say that she's been improving. Um, but she did what she was necessary for Tony to have her a good debut match. What do
Yeah.
you think of the match, man? Or just seeing your girl Tony in AEW.
First of all, me and Leo, we was going back and forth on IG.
Mhm.
And he was talking about the surprise female debut entrant. And I said one or two people. I said either Mia Yim or Tony Storm. I'm very glad it's Tony Storm. My only gripe, here's my only complaint. I
Mhm.
do not feel like Tony Storm. No, excuse me. I do not feel like the bunny should have lasted as long as she did with Tony Storm. Not in this match.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But that's one of the things we've been saying. They got to give the women, their just due. Even when they don't do a whole lot with them, you got to give whenever they do something. You got to give them at least. You got to give them some time. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't not keep giving them time. So I understand why, but I agree with you at the same time.
yeah.
Um, but then next up, man, we got a Nyla Rose promo where she's basically answering what Thunder Rosa said earlier. Next week, we're going to get the Butcher and the Blade going up
Yeah.
against the Hardys in a tables match. This Friday, man, we're going to get Top Flight going up against the Young Bucks. We're going to get House of Black going up against the Dark Order. We're going to get to talk to, well, not talk to, but Scorpio Sky is going to run his mouth and say what he's got to say. Jamie Hayter's going to face Sky Blue, yeah, Sky Blue. Uh,
Hmm.
for the Owen Hart tournament that they got going on. And then of course for the main event, we gonna get the biggest, blackest main event we can possibly get. We gonna get Powerhouse Hobbs going up against the one and only Mr. Bask in his glory, Keith Lee, in that one on one in the main event. Obviously, we're gonna see Ricky Starks and Swerve because there's gonna be some shenanigans.
Hmm.
You can't have a Rampage main event without some shenanigans. So
Of course.
we're gonna get that for Friday. But then of course, man, the main event that we just got done watching,
Hmm.
Andrade versus Darby Allin. And man, I love Andrade's corkscrew uh moonsault
Yeah.
off the top rope. Like I love when he does that and just landed on Darby. Soon as Darby come down the ramp off the skateboard and just bow, and just kick things off, and then got the whooping his ass all around, and then Darby got the whooping his ass, and they was going at each other, man. But
Right.
it was a good match, and I felt the right person won.
Yeah.
Andrade won, which
El
definitely
Idolo.
need that. Right, my man needed to come out with the victory. So with that being said, franchise man. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Nah, dude, hey,
What's up?
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Great match. This did absolutely nothing to hurt Darby. And my boy Andrade won, man. The idol himself, El Idolo. You know, my boy did it. So hopefully we start to push him a little more. Really quick. I don't want to harp on this too long, but Toni Storm, I do want to say this. I'm excited that she's there. I'm very
Hmm.
happy. I
Hmm.
don't know what the plans are for Ruby Soho, but I just hope we don't do with Toni Storm what has happened so far to Ruby Soho. Just saying.
No, but yeah, yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you.
Because
I
Ruby
feel you.
Soho, man, it was such a big deal when she came in, and then it went away really quick. And I don't want to. It's not necessarily it's anybody's fault per se, but I don't want that for Toni because I just don't. Ruby, she had her chance on the main roster. She had some type of success on the main roster in WWE with the Riot Squad and somewhat solo success a little bit, but Toni never really got that chance. So for that
Yeah.
reason, it's like I don't want that for Toni.
No, and hopefully like like I said, man, once AEW can figure out that women's division,
Yeah,
uh, I think they'll be okay. They got it. They got some talented women. You got two belts. You got two singles belts. You got plenty of competition now. Uh, you just got to figure out how to get them on TV a little bit more. But
yeah,
I mean, we see in Jay, but they definitely milking that 30th win, but and rightfully so. But I'm pretty sure once she wins that, we'll get to seeing her more on TV because she was wrestling like every week, like every other
mhm,
show she was wrestling and all, but obviously they were building up to the 30th, and they got to play off of that. But other than that, man, bro, that was the show. Not a bad Dynamite, man. This was a good 3 out of 5 Dynamite. I give it a 3.5 out of 5, man, just because it's WrestleMania weekend. Tony knows that he wasn't gonna do nothing crazy, but he was gonna keep it AEW. It was
right,
gonna stay AEW. You were gonna get a good couple of matches. You were gonna see some people you wanted to see. You saw all the stars. You saw damn near all the stars. Now, regardless of how long you got to see him or whatnot, but you got to see some people. You got a new debut. You got a great main event. You got two matches that really had the crowd going back and forth. Three, really, if you want to count the opener, which was a really good match. But I think Jay Lethal and Moxley and Yuta versus Bryan Danielson, those two really stood out
mhm,
as far as the matches and just how they had the crowd so invested into it. But not a bad show. You did just enough to keep the story going for all the little rivalries and everything that's going on, and yeah, it's gonna be a payoff coming soon. We're gonna get that Adam Cole and Hangman Page real soon. We're gonna get that Red Dragon. They're gonna go up against Jurassic Express. Uh, we gonna see who CM Punk gonna fight next. We gonna see what the Blackpool Combat Brigade or whatever the hell their name is, what they gonna do, who ass they gonna kick next. We gonna see a lot of what's gonna happen with a lot of people, man, and just enjoy it, man. So with that being said, bro, your final thoughts, and then we out of here.
man. No. Like I said, I'm really excited. Show was good. And I'm just ready to see what we gonna do after Mania. We got to get past Friday, and I just want to see. Tony Khan said he got more surprise announcements coming up after the Ring of Honor Supercard. And then he said also, if you're watching or if you're in attendance, don't leave early because you're gonna regret it because he's got something massive. So I'm just ready to see what's going on after Friday. Other than that, man, good show.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, with that being said, man, we finished our best WrestleMania matches and moments of each WrestleMania. We finished that. We got AEW in the books. Tomorrow we will be doing those good old predictions for WrestleMania. We got SmackDown and Rampage Friday. We got Stand to Deliver and WrestleMania Night 1 on Saturday. We got WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday. We got the Raw after WrestleMania on Monday. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. I think that's enough. I don't even know how the hell we're gonna do that raw. I don't know. I don't know if the it's still raw. I don't know. I want to sit there and watch a whole 3 hour raw, but we're gonna figure out how to do that. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I am your King Two Code. He is the Hood Tribal Chief, man, the franchise, and we will see y'all tomorrow for those predictions, man. Y'all be safe.
Yes, sir. Peace.